I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. So we're going to start off with how to make our collapsible house here. So start off with a shoebox, taking the lid off, and you're going to pop your shoebox up against the back like so. And then just draw along there so that you have a mark where your lid is. Next you're going to measure the depth of the lid, which is 3.5 centimetres, and inside here up against your line you're going to mark 3.5 centimetres out from your line like so. I've marked that out, so that's my original mark, and then I've marked that out 3.5 centimetres and on the sides as well, and now I'm going to cut along that line. So I've cut along my line, but what I've also done is I've cut these two corners out like that. So you can see when I put my box back in, that's where I've cut. And then next I'm going to fold along this mark here and sellotape it up so that it forms a box lid. So now we're going to fold along there. I've actually scored front and back just a little bit because this is quite thick card, which might help you. So I'm just going to fold that up, and then I'm going to sellotape these corners so that it forms your lid. Like that. So now you've adapted your lid, and that fits on top of your house like that. So we'll put that to one side just for a minute, and now you're going to make your collapsible sides and take this part off, but keep it. And next we're going to release these edges. So I'm going to cut along there and cut along there. So I've cut along those edges in the inside to form my flaps for my house. You've kept this end because what you're going to do is you're going to cover that as your floor and pop it back in there like we've done on this one here. So now we've got the basics of our collapsible house, and we're ready to decorate. So to start with, we have put wallpaper on our different panels, and then we've just cut out some bits from magazines, whatever you fancy, and then stuck it on the interior. When we come to make some furniture for inside of your house, I've made just a simple little chair out of a toilet roll, and what I did is I managed to find just a lid that fits nice and snug inside that. So cutting out of your toilet roll, just that shape there, painting it up, choosing whatever colour lid you want, and then just slotting that in and pushing it up until it's flush. Like that, and that's your little chair. So when we come to do the inside, you remember that I asked you to keep the base. So all I've done is I've checkered a piece of plain paper and just covered that, and then put some double-sided sticky on there. If you take that off, then you can just stick that nice and snug inside there. When you come to do your lid, you just cover your lid with some brown paper. Take this one off. Two little holes in there. This is a ribbon from a gift bag, an old gift bag that I used. It has actually still got the things that stop it pulling through, but you could easily just knot a piece of ribbon as well, and that just forms your lid. And then you can decorate that as you want to. So when you come to make your 3 different little pig houses, how we've done it is we're going to put different side panels on like this. So in the first instance, you could paint each of your 2 side panels and you can make it into your brick wall. We haven't actually done it, we've done a separate side panel, but you could do it straight on. And how we've done that is we've got some potatoes and we're just doing a little potato print with some acrylic paint or poster paint. So then when you come to do your other panels, if you cut 4 equally sized panels to go here, just cut off that little bit at the top so that you haven't got that interrupting your lid. We've kept ours on with elastic bands, so we've got 2 side panels that are straw like so, just kept on with elastic bands, and then when you've done that part of the story you can change both sides with 2 stick panels. And you've already got your bricks on there, so then that forms the 3 houses for your 3 little pigs. So next we're going to make the wolf mask. This craft comes along with a pack from the Scrap Store Birmingham. It's available on the Facebook page in the shop. And in the pack you will get a nose. But equally, if you don't have the pack, then you can just make the mask without a nose. So in your pack also you will have a template. And I've just cut around these pieces of my template, like so. That one stays as it is, and the nose part I've scored very gently along these lines, which is going to be where you're going to fold. So we're just going to fold those in just gently along those dotted lines, like so. And to form the snout, we're going to have this flap at the back, we're going to bring that one over the front and the other one over the front, and we're just going to put a staple in there, like so. We're also going to fold along these dotted lines here, just roughly, like this. I've put my dotted lines on the back because we're going to paint this part. If you do have a nose and you want to put that in, then you just cut a little hole or hole punch a little hole there, pop your nose in after you've painted, and this flange sits on the back. So with these serrated bits pointing upwards, your nose goes through your card like so, comes out the back, that goes on there and presses down until it clicks into place. You can see on this one where I've done that. So next we'll attach these parts on first. So this back flap, that fits under that side of your mask, and again what we're going to do is we're just going to pop a staple there. I'm doing mine quite quickly, you can take a little bit more time with yours. And then likewise with these bits, it just fits on your flap like so, and just pop a little staple in there. And the same here. Then you want to hole punch 2 holes in the side like so, and then paint it up. Pop some elastic in, put your nose in if you want to, and there's your mask. So next we're going to make our 3 little piggies. So we've got in your pack from the scrap store, you've got 3 different coloured felts. You get your elastic bands. These don't come with the pack, but you just need a small bottle top from home. So using the template that comes in the pack, but again if you don't have the pack, then all I've done is I've drawn round a plate and I've added some ears. This dotted line, I'll show you what that is in just one moment. So cutting out your template, use that to draw onto your felt, and then cut that out like so. Mark where those lines are, and what you're doing is you're cutting just a little slot in your felt, like so. Next, take your first ear and you're going to tuck that through your hole and pull it through, and the same again on that one. So you can see you've got your ears to start. I'm using some contrasting cord so that you can see what I'm doing. Just some strong thread, doesn't matter what colour, and you are simply going to do a broad running stitch all the way round. So just really broad stitches, and you're going all the way around. So when you come to where you've tucked your ears in, you're still going to do a running stitch, but just catch one side of the material, just through there. You're not going through both sides, you're just going through the one. And in the same way, just a running stitch through there. So what you're doing is you're just going around in a circle and then back through here, and then the same on the other ear. So before I gather that like a purse, I'm going to do my nose. So I'm just popping my lid into the middle, gather that like that, and then with your elastic band, that's just going on there like that, just to form your nose. Then I'm going to turn that over, and now I'm going to gather all my stitches up into a purse. But I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap, enough of a gap for small fingers. So I'm going to just gather that up like that, and then just sew that off with a couple of little stitches, like so. And then you can play around with your ears and make it look a little bit more pig-like, like so. And then you do that the same with your 3 different colours, and you have your 3 little pigs. Now then, the reason that I said about leaving a little gap that's enough for 2 fingers to get in is that you can make these little guys into finger puppets. So obviously my fingers are a little bit bigger than these chaps, so I've made a slightly bigger pig, and all I've done is I've put 2 little slots at the bottom here, so just where your circle is. I've put 2 little slots just here, and then you can just pop your fingers in and make that a little finger puppet like so. So there you have your 3 little piggies and your wolf ready to pop into your story, your little story house, the 3 little pigs.